Yo, yo, been a while. Can't do a drink trick. Oh my god, Alex, can't do a drink check because I don't have a drink in here. Should have got one, but I did not. Actually, can I pause this? Okay. I didn't know I could pause the recording. I hope it paused. It looks like it did. But now I can do a drink check. What we got here is Carolyn's Irish liqueur. Basically, it's like Bailey's, but cheaper. With that Dr. Pepper, a little bit of ice. Tastes like a float, kind of. Quite tasty. What's been going on since my last post? It's been a while, huh? Well, my ex did call me and said, that she was sorry, that she wanted to come back home, all that kind of stuff. It was actually a very tough conversation, but I told her I couldn't do it again. And so that is out of the way. And, I'm more focused on what I got going on. And I do got some things going on, believe it or not. For one, looking at renting houses with some folks. Bella might make an appearance. We'll see. She's up there scampering. Looking at renting a house with some folks, I think that'll be great. Should be able to save a little bit of money, but also just being around people I like. I know all the people. Should be pretty fun. Hi, Bella. Do you want to get up there and be in the video? No, don't come over here. Go over there. Get up there. Hold on, let me. Okay. You should be able to see the side of Bella's little head over there. I moved the camera a little so that you can get a better view of her, but she's like camera shy, I guess. You can see, if you look carefully, you can see just, oh, there's her ear. Yeah, there she is. There's Bella. As I was saying, very excited about that. It puts me on a short timetable. I'll have to move rather quickly. I'm doing the application today. I'm just waiting on one last person to send me their email, but they're at work right now, so I might not get that till a little bit later. I toured the house already. I toured a couple of them, all owned by the same guy, of course. Big yard, well, big relative to having no yard for sure. Spacious, bedrooms for everybody. Nice, like communal, like living room, kitchen area, smart fridge. It looks nice. Bella, you're gonna drive me effing insane. Go on. Yeah, go on. Shoo. I thought she was gonna be all cute and curl up back there, which is what she normally does. If I'm like at the computer, she'll lay right there and hang out. But I just, I work today and she's a little bit antsy and probably wants to play. Anyway, yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Last time, I believe I talked a little bit about locking in, and I am more locked in now than I was since I posted the last video on a lot of things, but I'm still not as locked in as I was hoping I would be. Yeah, I just wanna have a hot girl summer. Is that so wrong? Is that so twisted of me to want to have a hot girl summer? Do I not deserve a hot girl summer? I do deserve one, by the way. But I am making progress towards that end. What is it that I want? What do I want to accomplish? I need to start making scripts. That's a crazy question just to ask and then have to think about it on the spot. But definitely want to save some money up. I definitely, I've been doing a lot with music lately, and I want to start putting some stuff out there. I've also been working on music with other people, helping other people record. And I like some of the stuff that's been popping up with that. So maybe do something with that too. I think living with more creative, like with other people, some of whom are, kind of creative types like myself, maybe not to the same extent, but um, might push me more into exploring like some musical experimentation, that kind of thing. Um, and then, of course, like the fitness journey continues. Um, Still losing weight, but still want to lose more weight. I am down a shirt size, which is nice. I'd like to be down yet another shirt size, though. I don't weigh myself, you know? I don't want to know what the number is. I probably should know what the number is, but I know what I want to look and feel like. And if that makes me a dumbass, good. Good. I want to be retarded. I stand by it. I will say something I've noticed. I've had a I've had a lot more energy lately. Um, like more specifically like social energy or you know like just desire. Does that make sense? Like desire to go do shit or desire to talk to people, to experiment and but let's talk about girls for a second, huh guys? You want to do that? For one, I was eating with the homies the other day and I saw a cute girl. And I wanted initially to go ask for her number or say something. And I told my buddy, I was like, that girl's cute. And he's like, dude, you should get her number. And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about asking her. He goes, no, dude, you should go do it. And I was like, chill, blood, chill. Um, but what ended up happening is he made such a big deal out of it that I kind of got a little scared, got a little nervous. In my friend group, historically, I'm not saying this to fucking stroke myself off over here, to put it politely. What the fuck? But in my friend group, I kind of was always the one who was like more confident when it came to women. And, kind of the meme growing up was that I was always, pulling girls out of my league because I'd go and talk to them or go and. But I chickened out. I didn't ask her. I didn't talk to her at all. And I justified it in my head being like, well, she's at work, right? She doesn't want to be bothered at work. I don't want to be creepy. But it's like, at a certain, I don't know, like, obviously, yeah, you don't want to be creepy, but at a certain point, you can't live your whole life not doing what you want to do because you're worried of how it might make you look. Now, it's a difference between being worried if a stranger decides that you're creepy versus if you're actually being creepy, right? There's a difference. If I came up and I was like, hey, you're so gorgeous, and I don't ever do this, but I'm so sorry, you smell so good. Can I see your feet? Like, obviously that's creepy. But if I came up and I was like, hey, I thought you were really cute, I was wondering if I could have your number. If she thought that was creepy, I honestly, and this is hindsight, so you know what I mean? I'm kind of playing on easy mode saying this, but like, dude, who cares? Like, I'm not going to see her again if I don't get her number anyway. I don't eat there that often. And if I did, it wouldn't bother me too much. But I did. I chickened out. And I talked myself out of it. And I didn't feel like I looked that good. I didn't know I was going to see a cute girl there. It's not a restaurant you would normally see cute girls out and about. Yeah, I basically just chickened out. So that happened. And I told myself, I was like, next time I'm in that situation, I'm going to go, if it's rejection, I'll go take the rejection. But that time I didn't do it. Also, this one's funny, but it's also pretty fucking embarrassing. This girl who I used to talk to had been texting me, and we called a few times. But we've been talking back and forth for a few weeks. And I haven't seen her in like a few years. and I don't really be posting on social media, so she asked me to send a selfie. I intentionally took like a bad selfie, not like, not like, you know, I don't know, like I wasn't making the ugliest face possible, but it was bad on purpose. I was like trying to be funny about it, and she ghosted me. She stopped replying, which is like, you can argue that it's sad, and I would not, you know, hold that against you, but you have to admit that's pretty fucking funny. That she thought I was charming enough to talk to for 2 weeks, and then she saw a picture of my face, and she goes, "Oh, never mind." Whatever, I'm better off, right? Maybe that's cope, but I don't care. She doesn't live here, so you know what was gonna happen anyway. But yeah. Besides that, I really haven't been too focused on girls. I know I said maybe like 2 videos ago that I was kind of, but it's not really that. Not really something I'm too motivated by right now. I really am motivated. I want to feel good about myself. Oh my! I can just hear my cat going absolutely nuts in there. Um, but yeah, that's not really like a big goal of mine. It's kind of one of those things I just have my eye out for a little bit. Does that make sense? Because like, what if I do meet a girl and then I don't have my money right? I don't have like a concrete living situation sorted out yet. I don't, I don't feel like I'm where I want to be physically. Which don't get me wrong, you're never going to be perfect. But I just want to, before I start really focusing on that, I want to have a little bit more to offer, if that makes sense. I don't think that I have a deficit as a person to where I'm not good enough to go talk to women or something like that. But I mean, dating is more than just being a good person or a good guy. Like, you know, you, I want to take her on dates. I want to, you know, be kind of impressive to her in some way, even if it's in a small way. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I think you know what I'm saying. This is slapping today. Work was crazy this morning. I mean, just balls to the wall. Made some decent money though. I'm not too mad at it. The money situation has still got me stressed. What did you guys think about that? Did y'all like that? That was embarrassing. Hold on. The money situation has got me stressed. Sorry, I paused it so I could collect myself and think about what I had just done. I've been getting all the bills paid, but just getting the bills paid. Like, I can't save any fucking money right now. Everything is so expensive. And I'm not saying that just to complain. Obviously, everybody knows things are expensive right now. Rent is expensive. Groceries are expensive. Gas is expensive. Pokemon cards are expensive. I haven't been buying Pokemon cards, to be clear. That's a luxury. But I am going tomorrow to a nearby town. I mentioned, I think, in the other video that I had met this like shop owner who's pretty cool. So me and some homies is going to go visit that shop tomorrow. Gonna sell some cards for some cash, and I think I'm also gonna trade some cards in to get a few other cards graded. Get some more slabs going. And maybe I'll trade a few cards. I don't know. I haven't decided yet exactly what I have. That's what I'm gonna do after this video is kind of go through some more cards and figure out what I want to do with that. Because I also know the place I want to move into is gonna require for what is to me probably a pretty hefty deposit. So I got to be ready for that. The application obviously has a fee as well, and then there's just expenses that pop up, pet deposits, all that kind of stuff. I'll tell you though, when I was touring the places. I had applied for 4 places. I think I might have already said this, but they were all owned by the same guy. This old Asian man comes out. He barely speaks English. We go to one of the houses. We walk up to the door. It's like he rings the doorbell. He knocks on the door. I'm talking 3 seconds. Someone enters. He just I probably shouldn't do the accent, but that's what he sounded like. I'm not trying to be racist. That's what he sounded like to me. That's my best recreation of it. And he's like talking on the phone and yelling at someone. And I was like, we can come back, or I don't want to. And then he hangs up and goes, "Oh no, I was just talking to my wife." And I was like, "What?" And then some other unrelated guy came and unlocked the door for us. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know you already needed in." And I was like, "It's okay." The house was nice though. The house was nice. Yeah, I mean. There's been more. It's just like tough. it's tough, right? Because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but life gets complicated, and it's one of the rules I've said on here before is I don't like talking too much about things that involve other people. But the thing about life is almost everything involves other people. So I mean, there's been some like dumb work drama kind of stuff. Not with me particularly, but that has affected me, unfortunately. I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna go make drama at work, dude. I don't even like gossiping at work or venting at work. Like I'm just like, dude, I have friends, I have family. If work is that bad or someone at work is annoying me that bad, I'm going home and I'm gonna call somebody and be like, this motherfucker, you know? But that's neither here nor there. Been playing a little bit of chess again. I used to play a lot back in the DZ, but I've been playing with my buddy. God, I suck now. I was never that good. I think my peak elo back when I used to play was like 12 or 1300. Probably we haven't been playing timed because we just play like we both work and everything, so we just kind of play throughout the day. But I think my like if I were to play right now, I bet my elo would be about 11, which like for an average person I guess isn't like horrible, but I feel like if I locked in, I could hit 1400. I feel like I could do it. So there's that. I know I usually come into these and have some kind of big idea whirling around in my head. And they say that no news is good news, and that's kind of, it's not that there's no news, but like there hasn't been anything crazy or existential going on in my brain. It's all lately been very like logistical and what do I got to do? What am I working on? What is my next short-term goal? That kind of thing. So yeah, I could go into stuff I've already got on to and talk about like, you know, the way I want to live my life and the way I think people should look at their life. But I've done it. I've already said it. And I'm still thinking about that kind of stuff. Like, what kind of life do I want to live? And like to give you an example, because I mean the thing about having thoughts is at some point you have to actualize them and put them into practice. I was originally planning to maybe live with one couple, like one. I mean, it's two people, but it's like living with one other person, a 2-bedroom type situation. And then I thought about, I'll live by myself in a cheaper place. And I was talking to my friend, and it's like, dude, why not get 3 roommates? Because, I was talking earlier about the data center that went up in my city. So rent's gone up because all these people are coming in from out of town. They need a place to live. And the people who are working at the data center are not looking for 4-bedroom places mostly. They're looking for 1-2-bedroom type situations. So it's almost the only thing you can really find at a reasonable price here where I live. And I was like, dude, I have all these friends who are looking for places to live or who are kind of, in transitional periods, or like one of the friends I'm going to live with, he's married, but they just want to live with other people. Right now, they're staying with their family. They got an RV and we're fixing it up, and they were going to live there. But, dude, I'm geeked about this idea. I'm geeked about living with people and just having community like more consistently. You know what I mean? Instead of just stewing and trying to like whatever. But yeah, dude, I think it's going to be so fun. I think that it's just gonna. Oh, I wish I could express it. I've been living in this damn apartment for like 3 or 4 years now. It's the same place I lived with my ex. It's not the worst place ever, but I can't lie, it gets a little depressing. You got homeless people walking by. Most of them are pretty chill, to be honest. but just down on the luck kind of people. There's actually like a homeless camp not too far away that they walk to from here. So I see them walking by, but it's right by the highway. You got all this traffic. I don't have a yard. I don't have a laundry room in here. I have to walk to this damn laundry room. It doesn't feel like a home, I guess. And then, I mean, it hasn't really been that bad for me, but you can even make an argument that there's like, oh, there's so many memories that you have here and all that kind of stuff. And I don't feel that way most days. Every once in a while, I might be like, man, I was in this room when I had this conversation with my ex. Wow. But for the most part, I'm like, it's just a place I live, and she doesn't live here anymore. But yeah, I'm just like, I gotta get out of here. Gotta fly the coop, jump out the nest, get a new situation going. I think it'll help me, like, not that I feel stuck, because like I've said, like I feel like I'm making good progress on a lot of the things I want to. I feel like I have a pretty good mindset about the way I've been moving, the way I've been acting. But I think I will get more momentum in a new situation. I think, like, so for example, I was talking a few videos ago about how I really want to look into getting a new job. I like my job, but the money just hasn't been as good, and there's other things. My ex works there, which can be kind of awkward sometimes. So I've been thinking about getting a new job, but I still haven't done it. If I'm in a new environment, I think something like that might become more possible in my mind. I've been here for so long that it's very easy for me to associate my life with the routines I've created in my life because every day looks the same. Change of scenery, new people in my life, new adventures. I think it maybe, and maybe not, I don't know. But it could, and I hope it does. That would be cool, but at the very least it would be fun. I want more than that. You see her? Over there? Well, of course, every time I want to... Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute. Sorry. I say sorry as if I, like, stepped away. I know that I'm pausing it, so I guess if you're watching this, it's just like a blip. But to me, I'm like, I just took like a 20-second break to go do something. But anywho, I mentioned in the last video about a roommate situation. That came to fruition. So I do have a roommate. And she's not here right now. She's at work. But Bella, what the hell are you doing? I hate my stupid fucking Chungus life. Hold on. This cat is making me insane. She's making me insane. And that's what's happening to me. I forgot what the hell I was even talking about. Oh, right. I got a roommate. And it's been pretty tight. It's been nice having someone just to talk to throughout the day. And like... on days where I don't feel like going out and like hanging out with a bunch of people, but I also don't just feel like being a total bum, we can just kind of sit there and listen to music and talk. But it's still like a little bit more lax because I know at any point I can be like, anyway, I'm going to the other room. That times 4. That's what I'm looking at. I have just had this feeling lately. And I don't know if this is manifestation or hope or like premonition or cope. I don't know what it is. But I feel like something good is coming for me. Something good is going to happen. An opportunity, something. I don't know what. But I just feel like things aren't going to stay like this. And as crazy as it sounds, I don't think it's just because I'm trying to change my circumstances. I think that will definitely play a factor. And I think that my circumstances are already slowly changing because of that. But I feel like it's something bigger than that. Like not this, but it's almost like winning the lottery. Like it's something that's going to be unexpected. I hope that is true. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it just feels like I'm due, due for some good luck. Because I've had enough bad luck lately. I'm ready for some. I'm ready for some dubs, and I'm not just talking about the dubs you get by fighting. I have been getting those dubs. I'm talking about the unexpected dubs, the ambush dubs, the W's that hop out of the bushes and grab your throat. That was aggressive. I'm sorry. That was aggressive. I didn't need to do all that. But I just feel like one's coming, you know? And I don't know what it's going to be. Let me talk about what I want. And I don't know if I've talked about this in one of these before. And by what I want, I mean like, one of my dreams. One of my dreams is to not be working for somebody. I don't really dream that much about being super wealthy or super successful. I dream about being the master of my own fate, especially financially. I like my job. My managers are cool. My coworkers are sick. Sure, with some exceptions. But I just think sometimes about the work and the time I put in, and the only person who reaps the benefit is some guy who I'm never going to meet, some CEO. And it's like I'm like a mercenary or something. I'm fighting in someone else's war. I want to fight in my own war. You feel me? I don't know what it's going to be. That's the part that's weird about it. Like, there's things I like. I like buying and selling cards. I've made money off that before. I'm about to make money off it tomorrow. Um, I like music. I've never made money off that because I've never released anything. But I plan to soon. I like a lot of different facets of art, and I even like making these videos. And I know how to do video editing and stuff like that. I think I actually want to make an actual YouTube channel that's not just talking head video journal bullshit. Like, and I don't know what it would be about. I actually have a bunch of ideas. I have a couple I want to make, but I won't get into it here. But I just want a way to make money that feels satisfying to me and that feels like it's actually utilizing what I'm good at, and that the better I am at it, the more it rewards me and not someone I don't know who doesn't care about me. These fucking corpos, they don't give a damn about me, bro. They don't give a damn about you. Get your bag, do what you gotta do. And some people don't mind. Some people don't mind working for other people. Maybe they move up in the company, get a job with benefits, retire at 60. That's great. That's great if that's you, but that's not me, unfortunately. I don't know how much longer in my life I can be satisfied with this. It's okay right now. Have you guys heard of this? I actually don't. I don't know that much about this. I just recently heard this term, but apparently a lot of people know about it. A winter arc, which is just like where you like super lock in and basically make yourself miserable, but like you like super lock in for a few months to like get very quick results. I did it before. I didn't call it that or know it was called that, but I did it before. Well, I was depressed incidentally, and it does work. But I'm like, do I want to do that? Do I just want to like lock in so hard? And I'm talking about like you're picking up extra shifts, you're not spending money, you're not really hanging out with people, you're barely like doing your hobbies. You're just doing the bare minimum you need to like survive emotionally and socially. But besides that, it's just like grind, 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 grind. Basically, like what fucking these guys on podcasts who aren't real people tell you how to live your whole life, which is not good advice because it's not sustainable. You do that for a few months instead. I don't believe anybody can or should be at 100% of the time. That's bullshit. And people who are, I'll just say it, probably not good people. If they are good people, they're definitely not going to be likable. I hate to say it. You think people liked Kobe Bryant? People thought he was an asshole. Right? Steve Jobs? Dude was a dick. I don't want to be that. Think it'd be cool to be larger than life. Don't need it. It'd be cool though. But not at the cost of that. I think it's very important to me to feel like I'm a good person. And that I'm a person who helps people. So wouldn't give that up. But anyway, that's a whole tangent. I'm just kind of throwing out there some things that have been on my mind. Yeah. I just wish I had more to report. But this will be a shorter one, I guess. Not that much shorter looking at the time. I found out that we can pause videos, so pretty big day. Pretty big day, I'd say. Anyway, man, I'm off tomorrow. Got plans. Gonna go sell some cards, hang out in another town. Hopefully get some good food. Check out a bookstore. Check out the scenery, the locale. Go on, here's my call to action or my challenge for you. Go on some kind of little adventure. Go do something. Doesn't have to be scary. Just go do something you just wouldn't normally do, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all that's going on. I kind of just wanted to make this because I haven't made one in a while. And if I wait longer, then by the time I make the next one, I'm going to have way too much stuff to catch up on. And then that's you. That's you listening to me fucking talk right now. I love you guys. Have a great day. Retard Max. Don't goon. Love yourself, love others. Be a good man. Or a good woman. I don't care.